Welcome back. It is Wednesday, August 21st in the MLB. Our 5 best bets are on the way. It is Austin, joined by Logan. Let's dive into a recap of yesterday. Another winning day. We love to see it. 2-1. Witt Jr. is over in bases. Hey, that's what he does. He spawns in with 2 bags. We love him. Parlay of the day cash. We have to give a big round of applause to Luis Arraez. When didn't look good, 0 for 3, he came through with a hit in his last AB. And Cardinals ML. Look, you can chirp Logan all you want. All I do know is the Cardinals lost 3-2. And if you watch the 9th inning, I think Logan turned it off. Second and third with 1 out, and they could not get us a sac fly to tie it, or heck, a hit to get things to win that game. So they had their chances. They'll probably win today. We normally run back our losses, but I can assure you Logan is not going with Cardinals ML today. We got a couple picks that we're going to dive into. As always, we appreciate you guys for supporting us. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. And if you've been missing out on those NFL futures, yesterday we posted a plus 4,500 YouTube short NFL future parlay. I'm just saying you should tap into those. Go check out those YouTube shorts. Just go to our Call in Our Shop page and click on the shorts tab. You'll see a bunch of them. I think we posted 6. We'll probably have another one today. But like I said, we got 5 picks. We're going to dive into them. The breakdown was posted right before this video, so I talked about every game. A lot of early ones today. I don't really think Logan and I actually touched many of the early games, though. So let's dive into the picks. First one will be our parlay of the day. Had a much-needed win. Luis Arraez, he gave us that luck that we were missing the last few parlays of the day. We got another one cooked up for y'all. Go check it out. Top link in pinned comment and description. You'll find the parlay of the day. Should be live around 9:30 a.m., 10 a.m. Eastern time, and I'll link it down there once it is live. And obviously, we'll tweet it out everywhere that you can find that on Twitter at Call in Our Shot, whatnot. But we came here for some picks. We got 4 in this video that we'll dive into right now, and I got a couple of them. Start with the first one, my only game pick of the day, Diamondbacks Marlins. I really like the over 8 in this game at minus 122 on FanDuel. Logan's talked about this a tad when he's been taking his totals. Obviously, a lot of books have this at 8.5. I'm willing to lay up to minus 125 to maybe buy that half run. We do know totals can be sharp at the end of the day, and I would be kicking myself if maybe it ends on 8 and I didn't buy that half run. Now, if the half run is going to cost you up to minus 130, 35 or so, probably count me out. I'll just take the 8.5, but anything below minus 125, I'll probably lay a little bit of juice to get that 8 instead of the 8.5. But as I said, I love this one at 8.5. I think this one soars over. Today, through 2 games in this series, you had 15 runs in the first game, only 4 yesterday. The teams went 2 for 14 with runners in scoring position. Let's hope we get some timely hits today. Ryder Munoz goes for the Marlins, 6.63 ERA at home, 282 batting average allowed. Not only does he allow a high batting average, the brother walks a lot of guys too. He has a 2.5 walks line that isn't even juiced today. It's like plus 100. So that's not great for his potential. His 14.5 outs line leaves a lot to be desired, and his underlying metrics, first percentile in expected ERA, 8th in expected batting average, 1st in barrel percentage, 8th in hard hit rate, and 10th in ground ball percentage. His last 5 starts, he's allowed 6, 2, 5, 3, and 4 earned runs. So he could allow a lot of this by himself, honestly. And today, he's really struggled against lefties. This season, Munoz allowing a 291 batting average to lefties, 376 on-base percentage, there's the walks, and a 1.050 OPS. He has a home run problem in a big way to lefties. I think we'll see a bunch of lefties in here. We're talking about Carroll, Perdomo, Peterson, who's swinging a hot bat. Josh Bell, who's been terrible recently. Maybe he can get things going. McCarthy, Herrera. There's going to be a lot of lefties in there. I think they get some things going on Munoz. Last 2 weeks, Arizona, 7th in batting average, 1st in OPS, 2nd in WRC plus versus righties. Hopefully they can do a lot on their own. However, I do think the Marlins have a sneaky chance of putting up some runs here, maybe even winning this game. Montgomery, Jordan, that is, starts for the D-backs, 6.25 ERA and a 1.66 whip. His last 6 starts, he's allowed 7, 1, 6, 1, 4, and 3 earned runs. So he occasionally has a good start in there. Hopefully today is not that. He's been better on the road, though, so I'll give him credit. His ERA is a little bit lower, like 4.2, 4.5 on the road. But there's underlying metrics, and Jordan Montgomery hasn't been great. And one of the biggest things is, can you get the timely outs? Well, Montgomery's allowing a 330 batting average with runners in scoring position. And while sure, the Marlins, you might say, hey, this offense is terrible. But against lefties, they've been sneaky good. The 5 lefty starters have faced them in August. Those guys gave up 5, 2, 6, 2, and 3 earned runs. If they can get 2 or 3 off Montgomery, I feel really good about this one. And then we get to the bullpens. Arizona 5th over the last 2 weeks. So pretty solid. Miami 29th. So there should be some runs late in this game, but I honestly think there'll be a lot of runs early against Montgomery and Munoz. Yesterday, they didn't get the timely hits. These are 2 guys struggling with runners in scoring position. I really like the over 8 in this game. So give it to me. Diamondbacks Marlins over 8, my first pick of the day. But Logan, you have a base prop for the people, and this one shouldn't be a big surprise, but I love it. Who are you rolling with tonight?
Yeah, you say it's not a big surprise because it's one of our COS Hall of Famers. You know. I'm taking Trea Turner of the Phillies over 1.5 total bases, plus 110 odds on BetMGM is your best value. Now, could I wake up and take Trey bases every day? I could, and I actually do. So like, I mean, that's for me to bet on my own. But I don't come on here every day and pick him like I did last year. But Trey had his little 4-game hit streak ended yesterday by going 0 for 4 at the plate. So not what you want to see if you back Trey or the Phillies yesterday. I like him to bounce back today against Max Fried and the Braves, though. I like his matchup a lot more today. Trey saw Fried July 5th in Atlanta, went 2 for 4 in that game with 2 home runs against Max Fried. Things you like to see. I was actually on his bases in that game too. I remember it very, very vividly because we were at the Padres game and I was checking scores and I was like, oh, Trey homered. I mean, it's what he does. So, I mean, he got 8 bases in that one. We only need 2 today. In his career against Max Fried, Trey is 17 for 43 against Max Fried, hitting .395. So the splits are there. I mean, he's seen Max Fried a ton, and he's had great success against him. 6 of those 11 hits are for extra bases, which is honestly what I'd want today. Could he do it with 2 singles? Sure, he could do it with 2 singles, and probably he's going to need 2 hits because anytime I take a bases prop, I swear Trey gets 1 single, and then I'm praying on another hit. Trey has seen lefties really well this year. He's seen lefties a lot better than he has righties. He's hitting .325 off lefties this season. He's just one of those guys. I mean, if I see a lefty on the mound against Trey that I really want to target, I go ahead and take this bet as long as it's not too juiced, and we're getting plus value on it. I'll take this all day long. This season, hitters have a .251 expected batting average off of Max Fried, which puts him in the 38th percentile among pitchers. I mean, that's not that great. I mean, that's not elite stuff. I'll go ahead and take my chances any day. And what I like about Trey is his aggressiveness at the plate. This man does not like to walk. 12th percentile in walk percentage. Walks do you no good on base props. No, that does not count as a base. Wish it did, but it doesn't. So I think Trey is going to be aggressive at the plate. And I mentioned before, he can do it with singles. Why? Because he's 95th percentile in sprint speed. So infield singles are still a possibility. Sometimes you need the guy to be out at infield single. Trea Turner's fast enough to do that. And against the Braves this season, Trey only has 1 game in the series going hitless. And if you look at the game logs throughout the rest of the series, he turns it around in the rest of the series. So maybe we're just gonna hope that game 1 was the little anomaly in there, the little blip on the radar, and he gets to figure it out in game 2 of this series. I really do like Trey over 1.5 total bases. Getting plus money on it. Give us the COS Hall of Famer. Trey would never hurt us. Give me that as my best bet of the day. But Austin, you got more. Where are you going?
Hey, man, I love Trea Turner. I think he comes through. And you know what? I'm going to raise you with my own bases prop, and it shouldn't be a big surprise. I swear we could take this guy every day. Bobby Witt Jr. back on him over 1.5 bases. Wish it was plus value. I don't think you'll ever get Bobby at plus value at home. If Bobby's Witt Jr.'s bases is plus value at home, I'll let you know right now. It ain't hit. That's an absolute lock, but it's not. It's minus 125 on Bet365. Honestly, I play this one up to about minus 145. Look, we roll again with Bobby because he's been scorched earth at home. And look, sometimes it's best to not overcomplicate things. Bobby extended his hitting streak to 9 games yesterday. He went 3 for 5, 2 doubles. He got the job done. We only needed 2 bases, and he was like, Austin, I love you so much. I'll give you 5. Now, we'd love it again today. Today, we see the return of Johnny Cueto. If you've been watching baseball over the last 15 years, you know who Johnny Cueto is probably. He makes his return, his first start of the year. He obviously is 38 years old, so not expecting a big start. It feels kind of rude being like, Johnny Cueto, welcome back to the big leagues. You hit the Royals at home. Yeah, that's not a great recipe for success. But we've talked about Bobby before. At home this season, bat 401. 352 versus righties in general with a 1.039 OPS. If you want to look at his OPS to lefties, only 897. I say only 897. That's pretty dang good. He's obviously been really good. He's faced Johnny Cueto before, 2 for 7 with 2 singles. That was all back in 2022. Obviously, Bobby Witt Jr. seeing the ball really well right now, hitting, forget what I said in the breakdown, 430 something over the last 7 days. And Cueto, you look at the pitches he threw mostly last year, I imagine it's going to be the similar pitches today. 35% four seam, 24% slider, 20% sinker, and about 20% changeup. Bobby's batting average versus those pitches from righties, 309, 360, 387, and 267. Throw the changeup all you want if you want to. That's the lowest. But you saw what happened when Tyler Anderson threw his changeup yesterday. Bobby did something with it. Last year, Cueto, 12th percentile in barrel percentage and 11th in ground ball percentage. We know if Bobby can get his barrel on the ball, probably he'll do some good things with it. So I really like him. Once again, I'm be stupid not to run it back. We're running back with Bobby Witt Jr. over 1.5 bases, minus 125. If you want to put the COS Hall of Famer parlay together, Bobby and Trey, 2+ bags, you have our sign of approval. You certainly can go crazy if you want to. And then the final pick of the day, we're going to talk about Nick Martinez, who goes for the Reds today. I like his under 2.5 earned runs at plus 100 on Bet365. Now, it was kind of a shock yesterday. The Blue Jays obviously poured it on against Carson Spears. He gave up like 9 earned runs, 10 runs total. They made it. I mean, Carson Spears, I feel like people have figured him out. He's not very good. However, Nick Martinez and the Reds, despite getting blown out yesterday, they find themselves actually a short favorite today. They're minus 115 on the money line. And I think there's good reason because Nick Martinez is getting some respect this year. 3.25 ERA and a 1.05 whip. Outside of Great American Ballpark, where he has about a 4.4 ERA, he's been a stud on the road. On the road this season, he owns a 1.71 ERA, 0.67 whip. 0.67, that's probably the lowest whip I've seen out of a starter on the road or at home. It's not just a 163 batting average. He's been really good. I mean, we talked about Logan just backed him on the road in Milwaukee. He went 7 innings, allowed 1 hit. He was really, really good. And he hasn't been a starter too long this season. Started off early on the season. They kind of made him a bulk reliever. His last few starts, he's been solid. It's coming off a 3 earned run game against the Royals, but that's the Royals. I feel like they put up 3 on anyone. And I was in Great American Ballpark where he hasn't pitched as well. But look at his underlying metrics. 99th percentile walk percentage. Not walking a lot of guys, making you earn it. 93rd in barrel rate, 96th in hard hit percentage, 98th in chase rate. So he has the ability to get the strikeouts if that's what we need to avoid maybe a guy on third, 1 out. You need that K. He's able to get that done. But he's also not trying to overpower guys, throwing it 100 down the middle of the plate. No, he has 6 pitches. He works around the edges, has all the location. That's what he's working with. And while the right-handed starters, the Blue Jays have been decent against righties recently, I'm not too worried about him. I mean, the last 10 right-handed starters that have faced the Jays, 6 of them went under 2.5 earned runs. Of the 4 guys that went over, we're talking about Carson Spears. He's not good. Carson Fulmer, I don't think he's all that good. Davis Daniel, not great. And Dean Kramer walked 5 guys. Look, if you're going to walk 5 guys, you're probably going to give up some runs. So obviously you just struggle with location there. And they've seen Dean Kramer a ton. They really haven't seen Nick Martinez a ton. Also, Martinez, good getting those timely outs. 242 batting average with runners in scoring position and a 191 with 2 outs. So if we can get those timely outs, I really think Nick Martinez can pitch well here. I don't need him to go 7. I prefer maybe 5 or 6. It can be inefficient if he wants to be, but I think he pitches decently today. And also, you look at the Reds, this is a team fighting for every game. So maybe Nick Martinez gives up 1 earned run and then comes out in the 5th or 6th and struggles a little bit. Maybe there's some base runners there. They'll probably yank him. They're not going to let him get rocked in there. So especially with every game meaning so much for the Reds these days. And they have a 4-game series versus the Pittsburgh Pirates starting tomorrow. So I like Nick Martinez a lot. Give me his under 2.5 earned runs at plus 100. I'll take a shot there, plus 100. So I really like that play. But those are our 5 picks of the day. A reminder, parlay of the day. We'll be live in a little bit. Then we have Trea Turner and Bobby Witt Jr. over in bases. The over in the D-backs Marlins game. And we have Nick Martinez of the Reds under 2.5 earned runs. So have another winning day. 5-0. Anyone interested? Hopefully we can get that done. But it's Austin Logan. We're signing out. If you want to check out the breakdown, I'll link it on the screen. Parlay of the day, I will link it on the screen once it is live. And before it's live, I'll link a couple NFL futures. If you want to go check them out on the YouTube shorts, go show them some love. We love doing those short form content. So you guys have a great Wednesday. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.